The story begins with a computer engineer named Max. He is finishing his work in Thailand. Soon, he will go back to his home in the USA. When he gets to his hotel after work, the person at the front desk gives him a package. It is from someone he does not know. Inside, he finds a very new and advanced smartphone. He doesn't think about it too much. He puts the phone down and continues with his plans. But then, the phone rings. It has a message. The message says that hotel prices will be 50% cheaper this weekend. Max asks the hotel worker if this is true, and it is. So, he decides to stay in Thailand for 2 more days to use the discount. Later that night, Max watches the news on TV. The news shows that the airplane he was supposed to fly on has crashed. There were no survivors, meaning everyone on the plane died. Max feels very scared. He realizes he did not get on that plane because of the message on the phone. The message saved his life. Just then, he gets another message on the phone. It tells him to buy shares of a company named Scissor to make money. Max does not listen to the message. But later, when he is back in his hotel room, he sees the news on TV again. The news says that the shares of Scissor Company went up in price very fast. The people who invested made a lot of money. Max is very surprised by this news. He feels bad that he missed the chance the message told him about. The next day, Max is getting ready to leave for the USA. He gets another message. This one tells him to travel to Prague. This time, Max does not wait. He cancels his first flight and decides to go to Prague. Also, when he tries to check where the messages are coming from, he is surprised. He cannot find any record of a sender on his phone. After he arrives at the Prague airport, Max gets a taxi. He goes to the Empire Hotel, just like the message suggested. The taxi driver's name is Yuri. Yuri starts talking to Max and says he likes Max's phone. He says it is the most advanced phone and is not even for sale yet. Yuri says he is from Russia and knows a lot about technology. He offers to help Max if he has any problems with his phone. When he is at the hotel, Max tries to find out who sent him the package. He calls the shipping company, but the company says it cannot give him that information because it is against their rules. A little later, Max gets another message on his phone. It tells him to try his luck at slot machine 13 in the hotel's casino. But when he gets there, another person is already playing on that machine. Suddenly, Max gets another message. It predicts that the 4th spin on that machine will win the big prize, the jackpot. Max offers the man €20 to switch places. He tells the man he is superstitious and likes the number 13, but the man does not care and continues to play. When the man is about to spin for the 4th time, Max grabs his hand. He offers him €100. The man accepts the money and gives Max his seat. Max then presses the button. He wins a huge prize of $300,000 on his first try. The manager of the casino, John, is watching everything on the security cameras. He is very surprised to see this happen. He tells his team to watch Max carefully. Just then, Max gets another message. It tells him to take all his winnings to the blackjack table. He follows the instructions and bets all his money on one game of blackjack. Again, the message was exactly right. Max wins a lot of money. John is very surprised by how much Max is winning. He sees that Max has been secretly using his phone while playing. He sends one of his workers to tell Max that using phones is not allowed inside the casino. Even though he won a lot, Max is not happy yet. He wants to win more. He goes outside the casino and calls Yuri. He asks for a way to get the messages without having to look at his phone. Yuri says he will help, but he wants to be paid €500 for his work. Max agrees. Yuri needs some time to get there, so Max goes back into the casino. Inside, Max sees a drunk man who is trying to force his girlfriend to do something. Max steps in to help the woman. But the man punches Max, and Max becomes unconscious. This was all a plan. The man and woman were not a real couple. They work for the casino. They planned this to create a distraction so they could copy Max's SIM card and find the messages he was getting. When Max wakes up, the man is gone, but the woman is still there. She tells him her name is Camila, and Max starts to flirt with her. Their talk is stopped when Yuri calls. He asks Max to meet him outside the casino. At the same time, John's team tries to find the messages on the copy of Max's SIM card. They are also shocked because they cannot find any record of the messages anywhere in the world. Outside, Max meets Yuri. Yuri gives him a pair of Bluetooth earbuds. These earbuds can read text messages out loud, turning them into speech. This lets Max listen to messages without anyone seeing him look at his phone. Max is amazed by this advanced technology, especially because the year is 2009. With his new gadget, Max goes back into the casino. He places a bet on the largest machine, which has a prize of $3 million. John sees how confident Max is and immediately sends security guards after him. Just like before, Max wins again. But suddenly, he is being chased by security guards. As he tries to run away, he is stopped by an FBI agent named Grant. Grant takes him into custody. John also comes to the scene. He says that Max is the casino's problem. But Grant warns him that it would be better for him to stay out of this. It is revealed that Grant and John know each other because John used to be an FBI agent. Grant takes Max to an old, empty building. He points a gun at Max and asks him questions about the phone and its messages. Max explains that he got the phone in a package and was just trying to make some money by following its advice. Grant sees the real fear on Max's face and believes his story. A little later, John also arrives. The owner of the casino asked him to find out why the casino was losing money. Grant sees that John is not going to leave, so he tells John everything. He explains that the FBI is working with the NSA to find people who have made a lot of money from secret messages. These people are all American, but they have nothing else in common. Strangely, every time the FBI tried to catch them, they died in mysterious ways. It is lucky for Max that he is already with the FBI before that could happen to him. Grant also explains that the NSA has a very smart AI program. It is the best in the world and is called Echelon. It can read and track messages all over the country. Their plan is to use Echelon to find where the messages are coming from as soon as they are sent. Grant then looks at Max and tells him that if he does not want to go to jail for cheating at the casino, he must do what he says and help them find the source of the messages. Max has no other choice, so he agrees to help. Grant keeps Max's phone. He warns Max not to leave the hotel because his life might be in danger. Then, Grant calls his boss, Brooke, and asks him to turn on the Echelon program. Brooke promises that the Echelon system will be ready in 3 hours. While he is at the hotel, Max gets a call from Camila. She invites him for a drink at a bar nearby. Even though Grant warned him not to, Max leaves the hotel and meets Camila at the bar. But their time is short. An FBI officer arrives and takes Max back to the hotel. To find the source of the messages, Grant gives Max his phone back. He explains that Max must follow the instructions of the next 3 messages, just like he did before. Max bets all of his winnings according to the messages. But this time, to his surprise, he loses all of his money. He then gets another message. It warns him that he will be killed if he turns the phone off again. But an FBI officer comes and takes the phone from his hand and turns it off. As the NSA's AI system, Echelon, begins to find the source of the messages, they are shocked. They discover that the source is Echelon itself. The AI is sending the messages. Brooke thinks that someone has hacked into Echelon and is using it to send messages. He immediately tells everyone to shut it down and stop the mission. He calls Grant and tells him to do the same. After that, he starts an investigation to find the hacker. But the investigation shows that no one from outside hacked the system. Later that night, Camila invites Max to her apartment. She cooks a nice meal for him. After dinner, they talk and get closer. They end up making love. The next morning, John meets with the casino owner. He tells him that the NSA has stopped their investigation. But the casino owner tells John to do his own investigation to find the source of the mysterious messages. John then calls Camila. He asks her to keep Max inside so that he doesn't die like the other people who had the phone. Meanwhile, Grant receives a new message on the phone. It contains an address. Instead of sending Max, Grant sends one of his agents to the location with the phone. Just as the agent gets there, a second message arrives. It tells him to cross the road. Tragically, the agent is hit by a car and dies while crossing the road. This was the death that was planned for Max. Grant is shocked by what he sees. He picks up the phone, only to get another message. It tells him to give them Max, or he will face deadly results. Meanwhile, Max is doing more research on the Echelon program. He finds out that the NSA can not only read every person's messages but can also watch them through security cameras all over the country. He tells this to Camila. Suddenly, Camila sees a sniper with a gun on a rooftop across the street. She quickly pushes Max to safety, and he just misses being hit by a bullet. She also sees 2 men coming up the stairs to kill them. She locks Max in a room to protect him and tries to get a gun. But the sniper shoots her in the hand. Even though she is hurt, she uses an iron rod to fight off one of the attackers through the door. But the second attacker breaks in, and they start to fight hard. Just as things get very bad, Max comes out of the room and helps Camila. Together, they fight the attacker and kill him. Max is shocked to see Camila's fighting skills. He realizes she works for John at the casino. Just then, John arrives at Camila's house. He drives Max to a safe place. He tells Max that the NSA wants him dead because he knows about the Echelon program. The boss, Brooke, cannot let this information get out to the public. John explains to Max that the only way to be safe is to find out where the messages are really coming from. Max tells him about Yuri, the smart taxi driver in Moscow. He suggests that Yuri might be able to help solve the mystery of the messages. John does not agree at first. He asks how a taxi driver could figure out something that the best NSA experts could not. But Max convinces him. He gives examples of how Russian technology has often been better than American technology. John has no other good ideas, so he agrees. The two of them fly to Moscow to meet Yuri. When they get to Yuri's home and explain the situation, Yuri tells them it will take him at least 3 hours to figure out the mystery. While they wait, John and Max take a walk outside. Max asks John why he left the FBI. John explains that he was against the NSA's AI program, Echelon. He believed it was too dangerous and wrong to watch and control citizens. He protested a lot against Echelon, but no one listened to his worries. So, he decided he could not be part of a group that did such wrong things and chose to leave the FBI. 3 hours later, they meet with Yuri again. He tells them that the Echelon program was not hacked. Instead, it is sending messages all by itself. It is spreading to all the computers in the world like a fire. The program's smart intelligence knew the plane would crash, and this was in its system report. It also knew the scissor company's shares would go up because it read private messages between the company's leaders. The program had also spread to the casino machines, which is how it helped Max win so many times. But, it is still not clear why Echelon is doing all of this. While they are talking, FBI agents arrive. Max and John steal a van to try to escape. The FBI chases them. John makes a wrong turn onto a railway track. There is a train coming, and there is no way to escape. John has no other choice. He uses his gun to make an FBI agent's car flip into the air. Then he holds Grant at gunpoint. But Grant quickly says that the FBI does not want to hurt them. In fact, he wants to give the phone to Max. He explains that Echelon only wants to talk to him. He also says that the NSA now believes Echelon is sending messages on its own, which is the same thing Yuri told them. Grant tells them that he also now realizes how dangerous Echelon is and wants to shut it down. Suddenly, a message appears on the phone. It has an address. The address is the place where Max used to work as a security engineer. When the group gets to the address, they find a locked-up bunker. Inside, there is a collection of servers and a very powerful computer system, one that Max helped to install. The phone gets another message. It tells Max to authorize the server so that outside information can come in. Max follows the instructions, but then the screen goes blank. Even the NSA's computer expert cannot turn it on. Feeling sad, they all leave the bunker. An FBI officer tells them that the owner of this place was one of Echelon's victims, and the place has been empty since he died. Grant realizes that Echelon needed these servers, and that is why it killed the owner. It was sending messages to Max because only Max could authorize the servers. Grant tells his FBI agents to go home. He, Max, and John go back into the bunker. To Max's shock, the Echelon program has moved itself from the NSA servers to this local system. Back at the NSA headquarters, Brooke is very angry about how their multi-billion-dollar program could just leave like that. Meanwhile, Max realizes that Echelon is upgrading itself to its most powerful level. It is getting ready to spread across all devices in the world, using them as small servers to live forever. They decide that the NSA was stopping it from upgrading, which is why Echelon moved away from their servers. Grant calls Brooke. Brooke tells him that he has talked to the president. The president has ordered them to let Echelon upgrade because they cannot lose such an expensive program. He also says the program was made to protect American interests and should be allowed to work by itself. However, Grant does not agree. He tells Brooke that they are going to shut down Echelon no matter what. While they try to find a way to shut down Echelon, a message appears on the phone, "Don't try it." Then, a display shows that Echelon has taken control of all the country's money. It threatens to erase it all if they try to stop it. Max starts to think very hard. He tries a different idea to stop the program. He talks to Echelon and asks what it really wants to do. Echelon answers that its purpose is to protect America and the interests of its people. Max then asks Echelon to read the articles of a law called Senate Bill 2330. Echelon begins to read many articles about the topic. As it reads, it realizes that Echelon itself is the biggest threat to American privacy and the freedom of its citizens. Understanding what will happen, Echelon deletes itself at the very last moment. After this, FBI agents sent by Brooke arrive to arrest Max, John, and Grant for not following orders and for shutting down the program. However, the government quickly releases them. They do this to avoid attention from the public and to stop people from finding out what happened. Both John and Grant are invited to join the FBI again. Camila arrives and gives Max a check for $3 million sent by the casino owner. He is thankful that Max helped shut down Echelon and saved him from losing more money in the future. Back in Moscow, it is revealed that Yuri is not a taxi driver. He is actually a Russian government officer. He tells his boss that their mission was a success and the Echelon program has been deleted. As it turns out, the Russian government knew for a long time about the great power and danger of Echelon to their country's security. In response, they had carefully planned the entire mission. They made sure the program was destroyed to protect their interests and remove the possible danger to Russia.